Every culture has monsters, not born from imagination alone, but from fear, warning, and memory. Long before written history, people told stories, not for entertainment, but for survival. Stories of creatures that punished the wicked, hunted the careless, and waited in the dark places of the world. Tonight, we travel across continents and centuries to uncover 10 terrifying folklore creatures that once haunted humanity's collective fear. These are the monsters of the world. 10 terrifying folklore creatures from around the world. Creature number 10. The Wendigo, North America. The Wendigo is a creature born from hunger. In Native American folklore, it appears during harsh winters, tall, skeletal, and eternally starving. Its heart is said to be made of ice. The more it eats, the hungrier it becomes. But the most terrifying truth: a Wendigo begins as human. Those who resorted to cannibalism to survive were believed to lose their humanity, transforming into monsters doomed to roam the forests forever. The legend wasn't just a horror story. It was a warning. Some say the Wendigo still whispers to lost travelers, promising survival at an unthinkable cost. The Wendigo is not merely a monster of the forest, it is the embodiment of human desperation. Born from Algonquin folklore, the Wendigo is said to emerge during brutal winters when food disappears and survival turns savage. Tall, emaciated, and skeletal, it is often described as having the skull of a deer, hollow eyes glowing with hunger, and a body stretched thin by starvation. But the true horror of the Wendigo lies in its origin. It begins as a human, someone who, faced with death, resorts to cannibalism. According to legend, that single act shatters the soul, transforming the person into a creature cursed with endless hunger. The more the Wendigo consumes, the larger it grows, and the hungrier it becomes. Forever roaming the frozen forests, the Wendigo is a warning carved into myth. There are lines that should never be crossed, even to survive. Creature number 9. The Patasola, South America. Deep in the rainforests of South America, there is a woman who walks on one leg. The Patasola appears beautiful from afar, calling out to lonely hunters. But when approached, her face becomes twisted, her eyes glow red, and her single leg ends in a claw. She lures victims deep into the jungle, where screams are swallowed by trees. The legend warns against temptation, betrayal, and wandering too far from safety. In the rainforest, beauty can kill. Deep within the jungles of South America stalks La Patasola, a creature both seductive and deadly. At first glance, she appears as a beautiful woman, often crying or calling for help, luring lonely travelers deeper into the forest. But when her victim draws near, the illusion fades. Her face twists into something monstrous. Her eyes burn red, and her body reveals its most terrifying feature: she has only one leg, ending in a claw or stump. La Patasola attacks without mercy, draining her victims of blood before vanishing back into the jungle mist. The legend served as a warning against infidelity, temptation, and wandering alone into dangerous places. In regions where the jungle swallows the unwary whole, La Patasola became the voice of the forest itself, punishing those who underestimate it. Creature number 8. The Kappa, Japan. Small, child-sized, and deceptively playful, the Kappa lives in rivers and lakes. But beneath its harmless appearance lies cruelty. The Kappa drags victims underwater, stealing a mythical organ believed to contain the soul. Its greatest weakness: a bowl of water on its head, spill it, and the creature loses its power. This folklore taught children to fear dangerous waters long before warning signs existed. Even today, some rivers in Japan still carry offerings, just in case. Small, cunning, and deeply unsettling, the Kappa lurks beneath the calm surfaces of rivers and lakes throughout Japan. Roughly the size of a child, the Kappa has webbed hands, a turtle-like shell, and a beak-like mouth. But its most important feature is the shallow bowl atop its head, filled with water, the source of its supernatural strength. The Kappa is infamous for drowning humans, particularly children, dragging them beneath the water to steal a mystical organ believed to house the soul. Yet, despite its cruelty, the Kappa follows strange rules. Bow to it, and it will bow back, spilling the water from its head and rendering itself powerless. This strange mix of danger and ritual transformed the Kappa into a cautionary tale, warning children to respect rivers, where even calm waters can turn deadly. Creature number 7. The Aswang, Philippines. By day, the Aswang looks completely human. By night, it becomes something else. Its body splits apart. Its organs grow wings. It hunts pregnant women and the sick. The sound it makes, a soft clicking, means it's far away. Silence means it's already near. Villagers once locked the doors at sunset, fearing neighbors might not be human at all. Because the scariest monsters are the ones who blend in. By day, the Aswang is indistinguishable from any ordinary human. By night, it becomes something else entirely. In Filipino folklore, the Aswang is a shapeshifter, capable of splitting its body apart, growing wings, and hunting in silence. It preys on the sick, the vulnerable, and pregnant women, using its long tongue to feed unseen. Villagers believed the Aswang lived among them, hiding behind familiar faces. Dogs barking without reason, sudden silence at night, or strange clicking sounds were thought to signal its presence. The Aswang represents a deep-rooted fear that evil does not always arrive as a monster, sometimes it lives next door. Creature number 6, the Loup-Garou, France. The Loup-Garou is not just a werewolf. It is a curse, often placed upon criminals or sinners. Those who broke sacred laws were doomed to become wolves under the moonlight. But unlike modern werewolves, the Loup-Garou was fully aware of its actions, forced to live with guilt when morning came. A punishment worse than death. The Loup-Garou is not a beast by nature, it is a punishment. Unlike modern werewolves, the Loup-Garou of French folklore was often a cursed human, condemned for sins such as betrayal, murder, or breaking sacred vows. Under the moonlight, they transformed into monstrous wolves, fully aware of their actions, yet powerless to stop them. By day, they lived in shame. By night, they hunted. The curse was said to last years, forcing the victim to endure endless cycles of guilt and bloodshed. The Loup-Garou wasn't just meant to scare, it was a moral warning, reminding communities that justice would come, even if the law could not deliver it. Creature number 5, the Bunyip, Australia. From swamps and billabongs comes the Bunyip. Descriptions vary wildly: fur, scales, tusks, because no one agrees on what it truly looks like. But everyone agrees on one thing: if you hear it at night, you're already too close. The Bunyip kept children away from dangerous waters, long before maps existed. The Bunyip is one of Australia's most elusive and terrifying legends. Descriptions vary wildly: some say it has fur, others scales, tusks, or flippers, because no two witnesses ever agree. But all accounts share the same setting: swamps, rivers, and billabongs. The Bunyip is rarely seen. Instead, it announces itself through unearthly roars echoing across the water at night. Aboriginal folklore used the Bunyip to warn children away from dangerous waters, where drowning and unseen predators lurked. The mystery of its appearance only deepened its terror, because when no one knows what the monster looks like, anything in the dark could be it. Creature number 4, Anansi, West Africa. Anansi is not just a monster, he is a trickster. Half man, half spider, he outwits gods and humans alike. He steals stories, knowledge, and power. But Anansi's lessons are dangerous ones: cleverness without wisdom leads to ruin. He reminds us that intelligence can be as terrifying as brute force. Anansi is not a monster of claws and fangs, he is far more dangerous. A trickster god from West African folklore, Anansi appears as a man, a spider, or something in between. He is clever, manipulative, and endlessly scheming. Anansi steals stories from gods, tricks powerful beings, and bends fate through intelligence alone. But his victories often come at a cost, to himself or others. Through Anansi, generations learned that intelligence without wisdom leads to ruin. That cleverness can destroy just as easily as it can create. Anansi reminds us that some monsters don't chase you, they outthink you. Creature number 3, the Draugr, Norse lands. The Draugr is a corpse that refuses to rest. Swollen, blackened, supernaturally strong, it guards its grave with violence. It doesn't hunt the living. It punishes them. Greed, disrespect, disturbing the dead. The Draugr exists to remind us, some doors should never be opened. The Draugr is a corpse that refuses to remain dead. In Norse mythology, Draugr rise from the graves swollen, blackened, and possessed by hatred. They guard their burial mounds with immense strength, attacking anyone who dares disturb them. Unlike mindless undead, the Draugr retains intelligence and malice. It punishes greed, grave robbing, and disrespect for the dead. To face a Draugr was to face death twice, once by its hands, and again by the curse it carried. The Draugr exists as a reminder: some dead should never be disturbed. Creature number 2, the Rakshasa, India. Shapeshifters, demons, deceivers. Rakshasas appear as beautiful humans, but their shadows betray them. Their feet point backwards. Their eyes glow in the dark. They feed on chaos, war, and suffering. Ancient texts warn that not all enemies wear monstrous faces. Some smile. Rakshasas are demons of deception. Found in ancient Indian epics, they are shapeshifters capable of appearing beautiful, noble, or trustworthy. But the true forms reveal sharp fangs, glowing eyes, and immense strength. Their most chilling trait is subtlety. Rakshasas manipulate from within societies, thriving on chaos, war, and suffering. Legends say their feet point backward, a small detail that betrays their disguise. Rakshasas embody the fear that evil does not always attack openly. Sometimes, it smiles and waits. Creature number 1: the Black Annis, England. In the woods of England lives Black Annis, a blue-black hag with iron claws. She hides in ancient oak trees, waiting for children who wander alone. She wears their skin. She feeds on fear. Some believe the legend predates Christianity, a memory of something far older. And perhaps, something that never truly left. Black Annis is one of England's oldest and most chilling legends. Described as a blue-black hag with iron claws and glowing eyes, she is said to live inside ancient oak trees or dark forest hollows. She hunts children who wander alone, wearing their skins as cloaks. Some believe Black Annis predates recorded history, a shadow from pagan times when forests were feared rather than conquered. She is not loud. She does not chase. She waits. Black Annis represents the ancient terror of the wild, a reminder that before civilization, the dark watched us patiently. Monsters change shape, but fear never disappears. Every culture has creatures like these, not to scare, but to teach. If you enjoyed this journey through folklore, subscribe to Tales of the World for stories that time couldn't erase. Which creature should we explore next?